Hello there and welcome back to Sleepy Wiki. Find your most comfortable space, perhaps let your shoulders gently drop and allow your breathing to slowly, softly settle. Tonight, dear listener, we journey to a realm of hushed majesty, a place where ancient ice meets an endless, starlit sky. Imagine a world sculpted by patience, where silence itself seems to hold a profound, untroubled wisdom. We'll drift towards the very top of our planet, to a land often perceived as distant, yet brimming with a quiet, enduring spirit. The Arctic awaits, with its vast, shimmering expanses, its deep, cold waters, and the resilient life that calls this extreme beauty home. It's a place of subtle shifts, of profound peace, where the ethereal dance of the aurora paints the darkness, and the whisper of the wind carries stories from time immemorial. We will explore its gentle wonders, without rush, without hurry, allowing its tranquil essence to softly envelop us. If these tranquil journeys bring you a moment of calm, consider gently tapping the like button or perhaps subscribing to continue our quiet explorations together. Now, let us turn our attention fully to the serene, frozen heart of the North. To truly understand this frozen heart, we must first journey deep into time itself. Our Earth, dear listener, is a planet of constant, quiet motion. Beneath the shimmering waters of the Arctic, and even beneath its vast blankets of ice, the very ground itself is not still. It whispers tales of an unimaginably ancient past, a story written in rock and shaped by forces so slow, so immense, they defy our everyday sense of time. Tonight, let us gently trace the contours of that story, like following the lines on a very old, cherished map. Imagine our world not as it is today, but as a different dream. Long, long ago, hundreds of millions of years distant, the continents we know were gathered together, like pieces of a grand cosmic puzzle, forming supercontinents. The last of these great unions, one we call Pangaea, eventually began to stir, to stretch, to sigh. This gentle awakening led to the birth of new oceans. As Pangaea began its slow, deliberate separation, it first cleaved into two major land masses, Gondwana in the south and Laurasia in the north. It is from Laurasia, our northern giant, that the seeds of the Arctic's geological story were truly sown. Picture a vast, thick skin, the Earth's crust, slowly being pulled apart, stretched thin like warm caramel. This isn't a sudden, violent tear, but an incredibly gradual process spanning tens of millions of years. As the crust thinned, molten rock from deep within the Earth began to rise, not erupting in furious volcanoes, but gently pushing upwards, creating new ocean floor. This process, known as seafloor spreading, is the patient architect of ocean basins. The Arctic Ocean, unlike many others, is not a single, simple basin. It's a complex tapestry woven from two distinct ancient stories, two major basins, the Amerasian Basin and the Eurasian Basin. They are like two sleepy twins, born at different times through different dreams of the Earth. Let's first drift back further in time to the creation of the Amerasian Basin. This is the older, perhaps more enigmatic twin, its birth dating back over 120 million years ago in the early Cretaceous period. Instead of a straightforward pulling apart, scientists believe this basin formed through a much more intricate dance. Imagine a giant continental block, a piece of North America, Alaska, and a sliver of Siberia, beginning to rotate like a colossal hand turning a dial, slowly, slowly, clockwise. As this immense block pivoted and extended away from the rest of Eurasia, it stretched and sagged. This rotational movement didn't create a typical mid-ocean ridge. Instead, it seems to have involved widespread extension and subsidence of the continental crust. Picture large segments of the Earth's surface subsiding, sinking down, not tearing completely open for new oceanic crust to form immediately, but rather thinning and stretching significantly before true oceanic crust was emplaced. The forces involved were vast but subtle in their expression. Within the Amerasian Basin lies a truly remarkable feature: the Alpha Ridge and its continuation, the Mendeleev Ridge. These aren't like sharp, narrow mountain ranges. Instead, they form a broad, rugged, undersea plateau stretching for thousands of kilometers. For a long time, scientists puzzled over their origin. Were they submerged volcanic islands? Old drowned continental fragments? The prevailing whisper from the deep suggests they are remnants of a large igneous province, massive outpourings of magma that swelled up beneath the Earth's crust, perhaps during a period of intense mantle plume activity. Imagine a vast blister forming beneath the Earth's skin, slowly lifting and then subsiding as it cooled and spread. These ridges are not actively spreading today, but bear the ancient scars of their fiery birth. They rise majestically from the abyssal plains, a silent testament to a time when the Earth's interior stirred with profound energy. Now, let us journey forward in time to a slightly more recent epoch to witness the formation of the Eurasian Basin, the younger twin. This story begins much later, around 55 to 60 million years ago, at the start of the Cenozoic era, a time when ancient mammals were just beginning to spread. This basin's birth is much more directly linked to a powerful, ongoing geological process, the opening of the Atlantic Ocean. Imagine the North Atlantic as a seam slowly unzipping itself, pulling Europe and North America further and further apart. This spreading motion didn't stop when it reached the Arctic. It continued north, extending a great submerged mountain range right into the heart of the Arctic Ocean. This is the Gackel Ridge. The Gackel Ridge is unique, a marvel of slow-motion tectonics. It is the slowest spreading mid-ocean ridge on Earth, moving at a glacial pace of less than 1 centimeter per year. That's slower than your fingernails grow. This means that the processes happening here are profoundly different from faster spreading ridges. Picture the Earth's crust being pulled apart so incredibly slowly that the molten rock rising from the mantle has difficulty reaching the surface in a continuous, robust flow. Instead, the crust often simply stretches and thins, creating deep, dramatic rift valleys and exposing deep mantle rocks directly to the sea floor, rather than forming a classic volcanic mountain chain. Imagine the Earth's inner warmth barely simmering rather than boiling over. The Gackel Ridge is a deep, narrow scar, often more a valley than a mountain, where the Earth's crust is pulled apart with immense but agonizing slowness. Here, the depths of the ocean are truly profound, reaching nearly 5,500 meters in some places, right at the center of this spreading rift. These abyssal plains hold the key to understanding how even the most sluggish of geological engines can shape vast oceanic landscapes. And what about the Lomonosov Ridge, that truly grand and enigmatic feature that bisects the Arctic Ocean? It's like a long, slender finger stretching from the continental shelf of Siberia across the North Pole all the way to the continental shelf of Greenland and Ellesmere Island. This isn't a volcanic ridge like the Gakkel. Its story is different. The Lomonosov Ridge is a true continental fragment, a piece of ancient land that broke away. Imagine a large piece of a jigsaw puzzle, once firmly attached to the vast land mass of Eurasia. When the Gakkel Ridge began to spread and create the Eurasian Basin, this piece, the Lomonosov Ridge, was not part of the Eurasian Plate's westward journey. Instead, it was caught in the middle, torn away from Eurasia, and left stranded as the new ocean floor of the Eurasian Basin spread outwards from the Gakkel Ridge. It's like a slow-moving river splitting around an island, leaving it isolated in the new current. So, beneath the icy waters, there lies a submerged mountain range made of continental rock, a silent witness to the profound tearing apart of ancient supercontinents now separating two very different oceanic basins. It's a remarkable testament to the Earth's ability to repurpose and relocate its ancient crustal fragments. And over these immense timescales, as these basins formed and widened, another patient architect was at work: sedimentation. Rivers, laden with the eroded dust of continents, poured their bounty into the nascent seas. Marine life, living and dying, contributed its own delicate particles. And in more recent geological epochs, the colossal weight and grinding action of massive ice sheets, glaciers the size of entire countries, carved and scoured the surrounding land masses, dumping their load of sediments into the Arctic Ocean. These layers, like pages in a very thick book, slowly accumulated, burying the ancient geology beneath hundreds, even thousands, of meters of mud, sand, and organic matter. Each layer is a whisper of a bygone era, telling of ancient climates, long-lost currents, and the slow, relentless march of time. So the Arctic Ocean, beneath its majestic ice, is a testament to extraordinary geological ballet, a slow-motion dance of continents, tearing and spreading, sinking and rising. From the rotation and extension that formed the ancient Amerasian Basin with its mysterious Alpha and Mendeleev ridges, to the slow, deep tearing of the Gakkel Ridge creating the younger Eurasian Basin, and the solitary journey of the Lomonosov Ridge, each geological feature is a chapter in Earth's grand narrative. As you drift now toward your own peaceful slumber, let these ancient, slow-moving stories accompany you. We've journeyed through the deep time of the Arctic's foundations, the very bedrock upon which all else rests. But the Arctic is not just about its deep past. It is also a place of vibrant, resilient life, adapting to the very specific conditions created by these geological stories. Perhaps tomorrow night we can explore how life itself found its way into these unique waters and how it has thrived amidst the ice and the ancient ocean floor. Now that we've traced the ancient bones of this realm, let us rise to its surface to witness the magnificent features that define it today. This is the Arctic, a place of profound beauty and startling contrasts, where the Earth's rhythms play out on a grand and often silent stage. Now our journey into this northern wonder begins not with a solid wall, but with an invisible boundary, a shimmering imaginary ring drawn around the top of our world. This is the Arctic Circle, a special line of latitude located approximately 66.5 degrees north. It's more than just a line on a map, it's a celestial marker, defining where the sun either never sets for at least one full day in summer or never rises for at least one full day in winter. It's the gatekeeper to a world where light and dark dance in extremes, painting the sky with the endless golden glow of the midnight sun, or cloaking it in the deep, star-dusted velvet of the polar night. At the very heart of the Arctic lies its grandest feature, the Arctic Ocean. It's not just a body of water, but a colossal liquid sapphire, mostly covered by a magnificent, ever-shifting quilt of sea ice. Spanning an astonishing area of roughly 14.5 million square kilometers, this ocean is shallower than its mighty siblings to the south, yet it plunges to impressive depths in places, particularly in its deep basins like the Eurasian and Amerasian basins. Imagine underwater mountain ranges like the Lomonosov Ridge, rising from the abyssal plains, silent giants beneath the frozen surface, forming a hidden topography that mirrors the dramatic peaks and valleys we see on land. The average depth hovers around 1,038 meters, but in its deepest chasms, such as the Malloy Deep, it can descend to a staggering 450 meters, a testament to the Earth's powerful unseen forces. Encircling this great ocean, like a sturdy, ice-sculpted frame, are the northern reaches of three vast continents: North America, Europe, and Asia. Here, the land reaches its frosty fingers towards the pole, adorned with a scattering of some of the world's most remote and beautiful islands. Greenland, a colossal jewel, stands out as the world's largest island, a land almost entirely blanketed by its own immense ice sheet. Then there are the intricate islands of the Canadian Arctic archipelago, the rugged beauty of Svalbard, and the formidable Novaya Zemlya. Each landmass, each island, contributes a unique texture to this expansive northern tapestry, holding secrets of ancient geology and life that has adapted to the cold. As we gently turn our attention from the vastness of the ocean to the stillness of the land, we encounter its unique physical characteristics. One of the most defining terrestrial features is the tundra. This isn't a land of towering forests, but a landscape of profound resilience, a masterpiece of nature's intricate embroidery. Here, trees dare not grow tall. Instead, the ground is covered by a soft, spongy carpet of mosses, lichens, dwarf shrubs, sedges, and wildflowers that burst forth in a fleeting, vibrant summer display. It's a low-lying world where life hugs the ground, seeking warmth and protection from the relentless polar winds, a testament to tenacity and adaptation. And beneath this delicate tundra, a silent, ancient sleeper lies deep within the soil, the permafrost. This is ground, be it soil, rock, or sediment, that has remained completely frozen for at least 2 consecutive years, and often for millennia. It's like the Earth itself has held its breath in a deep, icy slumber, preserving secrets of ages past. This frozen foundation extends to incredible depths in some areas, hundreds of meters deep, and it shapes everything above it. Above the permafrost lies the active layer, a thin skin of soil that thaws in summer and refreezes in winter, allowing the tundra plants a brief opportunity to grow. But the bulk of the ground beneath remains a solid, unyielding block of ice and earth, a powerful, quiet force shaping the landscape and its ecosystems. Towering over some of these land masses are the glaciers and ice caps, true giants of frozen time. The most spectacular example is the Greenland ice sheet, a continental-scale blanket of ice, several kilometers thick in places, that covers about 80% of Greenland. Imagine a frozen ocean on land, a vast, slowly moving river of ice. From these immense ice sheets and smaller, yet still formidable ice caps on islands like Svalbard, colossal pieces of ice break away or calve, tumbling into the surrounding waters to become majestic. Icebergs. These are freshwater sculptures, often sapphire blue, that drift like silent ships across the Arctic seas, born of ancient snows and shaped by the ceaseless flow of ice. While out on the Arctic Ocean, the most prominent physical characteristic is, of course, the sea ice. This isn't just frozen water. It's a dynamic, living mosaic, the Arctic's breathing skin. It forms when seawater freezes, creating a shifting expanse that can be thin and ephemeral in its first year or grow into thick, rugged, multi-year ice. A hardened, more saline form that has survived several melt seasons. This sea ice is a crucial habitat, a highway, and a protective barrier, constantly cracking, heaving, and refreezing, sculpted by currents and winds into pressure ridges and open leads. It is a world unto itself, ever-changing, ever-present. The climate of the Arctic is a realm of beautiful extremes. It is profoundly cold, with winter temperatures that can plummet below 50 degrees Celsius, making the very air itself seem to crystallize. Yet surprisingly, much of the Arctic is a polar desert. Despite the abundance of ice, precipitation is remarkably low, often less than 250 millimeters annually in many parts, equivalent to some of the driest deserts in the world. The cold air holds little moisture, and what snow falls often persists for long periods, giving the illusion of abundant water, but it is, in fact, a desert of ice. And then there is the light, or the lack thereof. For months in winter, the sun remains below the horizon, plunging vast areas into polar night, a period of profound darkness, beautifully punctuated by the ethereal dance of the aurora borealis. But in summer, a different magic unfolds, the midnight sun, where the sun never fully dips below the horizon, bathing the land in an endless, golden twilight, stretching the day into weeks and months. This continuous light fuels a rapid burst of life, a race against the return of the dark. As we let these images of the Arctic's incredible geography and physical characteristics gently settle in our minds, the vastness of the ocean, the resilience of the land, the quiet strength of the ice, and the unique dance of light and shadow, we begin to feel the very pulse of this magnificent northern world. Our minds now hold a clear picture of this remote domain, a place shaped by elemental forces. But what makes this landscape truly alive, what gives it breath and rhythm, is the intricate climate system that governs every frozen moment. Imagine, if you will, gently drifting over the vast, shimmering expanse of the Arctic Ocean. Above you, the aurora borealis might be painting silent masterpieces across the velvet sky, but beneath your imagined vessel lies a world of profound activity, a complex tapestry woven from ice, water, land, and air. This is the heart of the Arctic climate system, a place where every element whispers to another, creating a delicate balance that affects our entire planet. At the very surface, providing a shimmering lid to this great ocean, we find the sea ice. It's more than just frozen water. It's like a vast pearlescent shield, a cosmic sunshade reflecting up to 80% of the sunlight that touches its pristine surface back into space. This remarkable ability to bounce solar energy away is known as the albedo effect. Think of it as the Arctic's own magnificent mirror, diligently keeping itself, and by extension the Earth, cool. When this shimmering blanket is thick and widespread, it performs its duty beautifully, a silent guardian against the sun's eager warmth. But imagine this mirror beginning to shrink, to break into smaller, more fragmented pieces. As the ice melts, it reveals the darker, deeper blue of the ocean beneath. And dark surfaces, unlike reflective white ones, are much more adept at absorbing sunlight. It's like switching from a light-colored shirt on a sunny day to a dark one. You immediately feel the difference. This absorption of heat warms the ocean, which in turn melts even more ice, exposing more dark water, which absorbs more heat. This, my dear listener, is one of the most significant and elegant examples of a positive feedback loop in the Arctic, the ice albedo feedback. It's a cascading whisper, growing louder with each turn, amplifying the initial change. Beneath this intricate dance of ice, the Arctic Ocean itself is a realm of invisible currents, a labyrinth of subsurface rivers that carry water, warmth, and nutrients across vast distances. One of the most significant influences comes from the south, where the colossal conveyor belt of the global ocean, the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, AMOC, brings warmer, saltier waters from the Atlantic into the Arctic basin. It's like a warm embrace, flowing northward, gently stirring the polar waters. These currents not only transport heat, but also influence the distribution of sea ice, marine ecosystems, and even the exchange of gases between the ocean and the atmosphere. Alongside this Atlantic inflow, water from the Pacific Ocean also finds its way into the Arctic, flowing through the narrow Bering Strait. These deep, slow-moving currents are like the Earth's own circulatory system, ensuring that warmth and vital elements are distributed, playing a crucial role in the overall energy balance of the region. The delicate interplay between these oceanic currents and the fresh meltwater from glaciers and sea ice creates complex layering influencing everything from deep ocean mixing to the stability of the surface ice. Above the shimmering ice and the flowing waters, the atmosphere orchestrates its own grand ballet. The air currents, invisible yet powerful, are vital components of the Arctic climate system. One particularly influential pattern is the Arctic Oscillation, AO, a seesaw-like atmospheric pressure pattern. When the AO is in its positive phase, lower pressure over the Arctic helps to confine the extremely cold polar air within a strong polar vortex, like a tight, swirling lid. This keeps the chill largely concentrated at the pole, resulting in milder winters for many parts of the mid-latitudes. But when the AO shifts to its negative phase, the pressure over the Arctic increases, causing the polar vortex to weaken and become more elongated, or even to wobble. Imagine a powerful top spinning perfectly, then beginning to tilt and sway, sending cold air spilling southwards to unexpected places. This atmospheric dynamism not only dictates local weather, but also influences the transport of moisture and heat, impacting sea ice formation and melt, as well as snow cover across the land. Now, let's turn our gaze from the ocean and sky to the ancient land itself, to the vast expanses that rim the Arctic Ocean. Here lies the silent, yet profoundly important component known as permafrost. This isn't just frozen ground. It's ground that has remained frozen for at least 2 consecutive years, and often for millennia, some of it dating back to the last ice age. Think of it as an ancient freezer, a vast subterranean vault holding immense quantities of organic material, decomposed plants and animals that never fully decayed because of the enduring cold. Within this frozen earth, billions of tons of carbon in the form of potent greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane are quietly slumbering. It's a sleeping giant holding a secret from eons past. As the Arctic warms, this permafrost begins to thaw, a slow, often imperceptible process. When it thaws, the once frozen organic matter becomes available for microbes to decompose, releasing these stored greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This release further accelerates warming, creating another powerful positive feedback loop. The permafrost carbon feedback. It's a slow-motion unraveling, adding another layer to the complex symphony of change. Beyond the permafrost, towering mountains of ice like the colossal Greenland ice sheet and numerous glaciers stand as silent sentinels. These majestic formations are not static sculptures. They are dynamic reservoirs of fresh water, constantly shifting and flowing, albeit at geological speeds. The Greenland ice sheet, in particular, is an immense body of ice, covering an area roughly 3 times the size of Texas. It holds enough frozen water to raise global sea levels by several meters. As the Arctic warms, meltwater from the surface of this ice sheet drains into moulins, vertical channels that carry water deep into the ice, sometimes all the way to the bedrock, lubricating its flow towards the ocean. Icebergs calve off its edges, gracefully breaking away and drifting into the sea, contributing to sea level rise. These melt processes are another critical dynamic, linking the Arctic's local warming to global sea level changes, connecting this distant realm directly to coastlines thousands of miles away. All these interacting elements, the shrinking sea ice, the warming ocean currents, the shifting atmospheric patterns, the thawing permafrost, and the melting glaciers, don't operate in isolation. They are intricately interwoven, each influencing and being influenced by the others. This interconnectedness is why the Arctic climate system is so remarkably dynamic and, at the same time, so sensitive. This sensitivity leads to a phenomenon known as Arctic amplification, where the Arctic region is warming at a rate 2 to 3 times faster than the global average. It's like the Arctic is a sensitive heart, responding intensely to even the smallest changes, and its faster warming has profound implications, not just for the polar bears and seals, but for weather patterns, ocean currents, and climate systems across the entire globe. As we continue our gentle journey through the wonders of our planet, we'll soon turn our attention to the fascinating life forms that have adapted to thrive in this extraordinary and changing environment, understanding how they navigate these profound dynamics. And what of the creatures themselves, those remarkable beings who call these dynamic conditions home? Let us settle our gaze upon the very land and sea that cradle life here. Imagine, if you will, standing on the edge of the vast Arctic tundra, a landscape that at first glance might seem stark, but is in truth a tapestry woven with incredible resilience and life. Beneath our imaginary feet, the ground holds a deep secret: the permafrost. This isn't just frozen earth, it's soil, rock, and sediment, sometimes thousands of feet deep, that has remained frozen for at least 2 consecutive years, often much, much longer. It's like a colossal natural freezer, locking away ancient stories and shaping the very surface of the land. Because of this permanent ice below, trees with deep roots struggle to grow, giving way to a unique botanical carpet. Picture a vibrant, miniature forest at your ankles, a mosaic of mosses, lichens, and low-growing dwarf shrubs like willow and birch, hugging the ground for warmth and shelter. These plants bloom quickly and intensely during the brief sun-drenched summer, soaking up every ray of light, turning the muted landscape into a surprising burst of color and life. This tundra is a nursery and a hunting ground. Let's watch for a moment. The Arctic fox moves like a phantom of the snow, its coat a brilliant white in winter, perfectly blending with its surroundings, then subtly shifting to a darker, dappled brown or gray in summer. This remarkable camouflage is just one of its many gifts for survival. With its incredibly thick fur, which is the warmest of any mammal for its weight, and a superb sense of hearing, it can detect lemmings and voles scurrying beneath meters of snow, then pounce with astonishing precision. It's an opportunistic hunter, always on the move, a testament to the efficient use of resources in this environment. The Arctic hare, a creature of surprising size, with powerful hind legs that allow it to sprint across the icy terrain at speeds up to 40 miles per hour, escaping predators like the Arctic fox or the majestic snowy owl. Its pure white coat, too, is a masterpiece of concealment against the snowy backdrop, while its small ears and compact body minimize heat loss, a crucial adaptation in such a cold climate. Further inland, where the tundra stretches endlessly, we might glimpse the iconic caribou, known as reindeer in Eurasia. These magnificent animals travel in vast herds, undertaking some of the longest terrestrial migrations on Earth. Imagine thousands of these creatures, their broad, concave hooves acting like natural snowshoes, spreading their weight to prevent sinking, and also serving as shovels to dig through snow for their primary food source, lichen. Their thick fur, consisting of hollow hairs, provides exceptional insulation, a living blanket against the bitter winds. The musk oxen, ancient survivors that seem to have stepped out of an Ice Age painting, with their shaggy, dark coats, so long they almost sweep the ground. They resemble woolly mammoths in miniature. Their name comes from the musky odor emitted by males during mating season. When threatened, these gentle giants form a protective circle facing outward, their sharp horns presenting an impenetrable defense against predators like wolves, their calves safely tucked within the ring. Their underfur, called kiviut, is 8 times warmer than sheep's wool and incredibly soft, a testament to nature's finest engineering. But the Arctic is not just land. It is profoundly, majestically the sea. The Arctic Ocean, often covered by a vast, shifting expanse of sea ice, is the beating heart of this ecosystem. This ice is not just frozen water. It's a dynamic, living platform, a highway, a nursery, and a hunting ground all in one. Beneath this crystalline surface, a different world thrives, a world of incredible abundance despite the cold and dark. Here, the foundation of life begins with microscopic algae that grow on the underside of the sea ice. These tiny plants are the first course in a complex food web. They feed tiny crustaceans like copepods, which in turn become food for larger creatures. Let's peer into the frigid waters. The seals are the true denizens of the ice. The ringed seal, the most common Arctic seal, is a master architect, carving breathing holes in the sea ice and maintaining them with its teeth and claws. It builds snow layers on the ice surface, hidden beneath drifts, providing warmth and protection for its pups, making the sea ice its home and its sanctuary. Their thick blubber is not just for insulation, it's also a vital energy reserve, especially during long periods of fasting. The bearded seal, larger and more solitary, its distinctive long white whiskers, its beard, acting like sensitive feelers, helping it forage for clams and other invertebrates on the seabed. Further out, in the open leads and polynias, natural unfrozen areas within the ice, we might spot the walrus. With their massive bodies, covered in thick wrinkled skin and sparse bristly hair, they are unmistakable. Their most striking feature, of course, are their long ivory tusks, which can grow up to 3 feet in length. These aren't just for show, they're tools, used for hauling their massive bodies onto ice floes, for fighting, and for raking the seabed for clams, their primary diet. Their sensitive whiskers, like those of the bearded seal, help them locate food in murky waters. Magnificent whales patrol these Arctic seas. The bowhead whale, a true elder of the ocean, can live for over 200 years, making it the longest living mammal on Earth. Imagine the stories these ancient creatures could tell. With their massive arched skulls, they can actually break through several feet of sea ice to breathe, a unique adaptation among whales. They are baleen whales, filtering vast quantities of copepods and other tiny creatures from the water with their fringed plates. The narwhal, often called the unicorn of the sea because of the single, long, spiraled tusk that protrudes from the male's head. This isn't a horn, but an elongated tooth filled with millions of nerve endings. It's believed to be a sensory organ, helping the narwhal navigate, detect changes in water temperature and pressure, and even find food. They are truly enigmatic, diving to incredible depths in search of Greenland halibut. The beluga whale, the canary of the sea, named for its rich repertoire of whistles, clicks, and chirps. Its pure white skin and flexible neck make it unmistakable, and its ability to navigate through complex underwater acoustic landscapes is astounding, vital for hunting fish and crustaceans in the often dark polar waters. Belugas are social creatures, often seen in pods, their voices carrying across the vast expanse of the ocean. Finally, the undisputed king of this frozen realm, the polar bear. A symbol of the Arctic, this magnificent predator is perfectly adapted to its icy kingdom. Its thick, hollow-haired fur provides unparalleled insulation. Its wide, paddle-like paws act as snowshoes and powerful swimming flippers, and its incredible sense of smell can detect a seal from miles away. The polar bear's very existence is intertwined with the sea ice. It uses the ice as a platform for hunting its primary prey, seals, and for traveling across its vast territory. Without the ice, its world begins to melt away. All these creatures, from the smallest lichen to the largest whale, exist in a delicate, interconnected dance. The health of one depends on the health of all, and on the stability of the ice and the rhythms of the seasons. It's a finely tuned symphony of life, playing out against a backdrop of breathtaking beauty and formidable challenges. But what lies beneath this symphony? What hidden forces shape the very stage upon which this drama unfolds? And so, as the aurora dances above, painting the sky with ethereal light, we turn our gaze not upwards, but downwards. We delve beneath the glistening ice, beneath the swirling waters, into a realm of profound quietude, where Earth herself breathes and whispers secrets through her vast, hidden chambers. This is the world of the Arctic's subsurface, a domain of powerful unseen forces that shape the landscape, influence the climate, and hold ancient stories in their icy grip. Imagine, if you will, the Earth's surface as a colossal, intricate puzzle. Far beneath the Arctic Ocean's frigid depths, these puzzle pieces, the tectonic plates, are not still. They are in constant stately motion, like giant rafts drifting on a warm, molten sea. Here, beneath the central Arctic ice, two of these titans, the North American and Eurasian plates, are slowly, imperceptibly pulling apart. It's a process known as seafloor spreading, a grand geological ballet that has been unfolding for millions of years. At the very heart of this separation lies a majestic, submerged mountain range, the Gakkel Ridge. Picture it, a silent volcanic spine snaking across the ocean floor, deeper than many of the world's highest peaks are tall. This isn't your typical fiery volcano, it's the slowest spreading mid-ocean ridge on Earth, moving apart at barely a centimeter or two each year, about the speed your fingernails grow. But don't let its slowness deceive you. This immense fracture in the Earth's crust is a conduit for geothermal heat, a place where the planet's inner warmth leaks into the deep ocean. Here, in the crushing darkness and immense pressure, hydrothermal vents, like deep-sea chimneys, spew forth superheated, mineral-rich water, creating oases of life utterly alien to our surface world. These vents are a stark reminder that even in the most extreme, remote depths, life finds a way, fueled by the very geological forces that sculpt our world. This warmth, emanating from the Earth's core, is one of the many hidden forces at play. It's a slow, constant pulse from deep within, interacting with the frozen layers above. And what of those frozen layers? Picture the Arctic land masses, vast stretches of Siberia, Alaska, Canada, as holding a tremendous ancient secret just beneath their mossy tundras. This secret is permafrost. It's not merely frozen ground. It's ground that has remained frozen for at least 2 consecutive years, often for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of years. Think of it as Earth's deep freeze, a colossal natural freezer that preserves everything within its grasp. The permafrost can extend hundreds of meters deep, a monumental layer of ice-rich soil, sediment, and rock. Like a sleeping giant, it holds an incredible amount of frozen water, binding the very fabric of the land together. But more than that, it's a vast carbon archive, a frozen library of ancient organic matter, the remains of plants and animals that lived millennia ago, trapped and preserved in the icy soil. Scientists estimate that permafrost holds twice as much carbon as is currently in the atmosphere, locked away in its icy embrace. Imagine a library of carbon, frozen solid, spanning entire continents. Above this permanently frozen layer is the more active layer, a thinner stratum of soil that thaws each summer and refreezes each winter. This rhythm of thawing and freezing shapes the surface, creating unique patterns in the tundra, circles, polygons, and mounds, as if the ground itself is breathing with the seasons. But the Arctic is warming, and this ancient sleeping giant is beginning to stir. As temperatures rise, the active layer deepens, and the permafrost itself, in places, begins to thaw. When the ice within the permafrost melts, the ground can become unstable, collapsing in what are called thermokarst geological formations, dramatic slumps, pits, and lakes that radically alter the landscape. This thawing isn't just a cosmetic change, it's a profound transformation. As the organic matter within the permafrost decomposes after thawing, it releases greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, back into the atmosphere. Methane, in particular, is a potent warming gas, contributing to a cycle that scientists are studying intensely. It's like opening a vast, ancient time capsule, releasing its contents into the present. The permafrost story doesn't end on land. Beneath the Arctic Ocean, particularly in shallower coastal areas, lies the subsea permafrost. This is land permafrost that was submerged by rising sea levels at the end of the last ice age. It's now often covered by a layer of unfrozen marine sediment and seawater, but still holds vast stores of methane trapped as gas hydrates. Icy cages holding methane molecules, stable under the right conditions of cold and pressure. As the ocean warms and currents shift, there are concerns that these hidden methane deposits could become unstable, leading to a release of these powerful gases. It's another hidden force, a potential slumbering giant beneath the waves. These subsurface dynamics also include the Earth's grand sigh of relief after shedding immense burdens. For thousands of years during the last ice age, colossal sheets of ice, kilometers thick, pressed down on the land like an enormous weight on a spring mattress. This pressure caused the Earth's crust to slowly depress. Now, as these ancient ice sheets have melted away, the land is slowly, imperceptibly rising back up. This phenomenon is called isostatic rebound. You can think of it as the Earth's surface slowly regaining its shape, like a resilient sponge after a heavy weight has been lifted. In some parts of the Arctic, the land is still rising by several millimeters each year, a testament to the immense power of ice and the slow, elastic response of our planet. and deep beneath the vast insulating ice of the Greenland ice sheet, or flowing through the intricate networks within the permafrost, there are hidden waterways. Meltwater, formed on the surface, can sometimes percolate down, creating vast subglacial river systems or pockets of groundwater. These elusive rivers, though unseen, play a vital role in lubricating the base of ice sheets, influencing their flow and stability and shaping the terrain beneath them. They are like the hidden veins and arteries of the frozen world, carrying water and energy in silent currents. Even the mighty ocean has its hidden currents beneath the ice. While we often speak of surface currents, powerful deep ocean currents, driven by differences in temperature and salinity, move enormous volumes of water around the globe, including through the Arctic basin. These currents transport heat, nutrients, and even pollutants across vast distances, connecting the Arctic to the rest of the world's oceans in a complex, three-dimensional dance. They are the unseen hands that gently stir the vast Arctic cauldron, constantly exchanging energy and matter in the deep, cold silence. So you see, even when the Arctic appears to be a tranquil, frozen expanse, beneath the surface lies a world of ceaseless activity. From the slow spreading of tectonic plates and the gentle pulse of geothermal heat, to the ancient carbon locked in permafrost and the slow, deliberate rise of the land, these subsurface dynamics and hidden forces are the silent architects of the Arctic. They remind us that our planet is a living, breathing entity, with secrets held deep within its core and beneath its frozen skin, constantly shaping the world we know, often in ways we can only just begin to fathom. Yet the Arctic story is not complete without its most remarkable inhabitants, those who have walked these lands for millennia, who learned to read these hidden forces through generations of careful observation. Imagine something even more profound than ice and stone. The whispers of human stories carried on the Arctic wind, tales of endurance and ingenuity that stretch back through countless generations. For this vast white canvas, seemingly barren and unforgiving, has been home to people for thousands of years, a testament to the remarkable adaptability of the human spirit. Picture, if you will, a time long, long ago when the world was quite different. Great glaciers locked away much of the Earth's water, causing sea levels to drop significantly. This ancient geological event exposed a vast land bridge, a forgotten continent that once connected Siberia to Alaska, a place we now call Beringia. It was across this ancient, untreed tundra that the first intrepid explorers, the ancestors of many indigenous peoples of the Americas, began their incredible journey, slowly migrating into this new world, following herds of ancient megafauna guided by instinct and the shifting stars. We imagine them as faint echoes, leaving no permanent structures, but rather a trail of faint footprints on a land that would soon be swallowed by rising seas once more. But the story of Arctic indigenous cultures truly deepens and becomes more intricate as we move forward in time. Around 4,500 years ago, a distinct group known as the Inuit or Paleo-Eskimos began to emerge in the eastern Arctic. They were true pioneers, learning the intimate secrets of survival in a landscape unlike any other. They hunted seals, birds, and caribou, crafting tools from stone and bone with meticulous care. Their world was one of finely balanced coexistence, where every resource was precious and every innovation a step towards deeper harmony with their environment. Then came another wave, the Dorset culture, flourishing from approximately 2,500 years ago until about a millennium ago. Imagine them living in semi-subterranean homes, like cozy nests dug into the earth and roofed with skins and turf, designed to ward off the biting cold. They were masters of snow and ice, developing specialized tools like snow knives to build temporary shelters and skillfully crafting delicate miniature carvings from ivory and wood, tiny, intricate pieces of art that speak of a rich inner world amidst the stark outer landscape. The Dorset people, with their quiet, artistic presence, navigated this icy realm for centuries, leaving behind a legacy of profound ingenuity. However, around 1,000 years ago, a new and powerful cultural wave swept across the Arctic from what is now Alaska, the Thule culture. These were the direct ancestors of today's Inuit. The Thule brought with them revolutionary technologies that transformed life in the Arctic. Imagine vast, open boats called umiaks, often made from whale skin, stretched over a wooden frame, capable of carrying entire families and their possessions across vast stretches of icy water. They were skilled whale hunters, using powerful harpoons with toggle heads, a sophisticated design that allowed the harpoon head to turn sideways inside the animal, preventing it from pulling free. This innovation, a testament to applied physics and deep understanding of animal anatomy, was critical for securing large marine mammals that could sustain a community through the long winter. The Thule also mastered the kayak, a marvel of aerodynamic design, a sleek, skin-covered vessel perfectly suited for a single hunter to silently glide through the water, camouflaged against the waves, pursuing seals and other marine prey. And on land, they developed the dog sled, harnessing the strength and endurance of their canine companions to transport goods and people across the vast snow-covered plains, effectively creating ancient highway networks of ice and snow. These technological leaps allowed the Thule to expand rapidly, adapting their skills to the diverse environments across the entire North American Arctic and Greenland. But beyond tools and transportation, the true science of Arctic indigenous survival lay in their profound understanding of the environment. Consider their clothing, not just simple garments, but intricately designed, layered systems made from caribou hide and seal skin. Scientifically, these layers trapped air, creating an insulating barrier that could protect against temperatures as low as 70 degrees Celsius, while also allowing for breathability, preventing dangerous moisture buildup. It's a masterclass in thermal regulation, developed through generations of empirical observation. Their dwellings, too, were marvels of engineering. The iconic igloo, or snow house, isn't just a pile of snow. It's a precisely constructed dome where the snow blocks, made of compacted snow that is mostly trapped air, act as an incredibly effective insulator. Inside, with just a small oil lamp and body heat, temperatures can be raised significantly, creating a surprisingly warm and cozy refuge from the blizzards outside. This is applied physics, understanding the properties of materials and heat transfer, long before modern science formalized these concepts. Their diet was another example of sophisticated adaptation. Living on a land with sparse vegetation, Arctic indigenous peoples relied heavily on marine mammals like seals, whales, and fish, along with caribou. This country food, as it is often called, is not just sustenance. It is a nutritional powerhouse. Marine mammal blubber and meat provide vital omega-3 fatty acids, crucial for brain health and inflammation reduction, as well as essential vitamins like vitamin D, often scarce in regions with limited sunlight, and vitamin C, found in organ meats like seal liver, which prevented scurvy despite the absence of fruits and vegetables. Their knowledge of how to harvest, preserve, and consume these foods was a complex dietary science honed over millennia. Perhaps the most compelling scientific aspect of these cultures is their traditional ecological knowledge, tech. This isn't just folklore, it's a vast, interconnected system of knowledge, practice, and belief that accumulates through generations of direct human interaction with the natural environment. Imagine a living library, passed down orally, filled with detailed information about animal migration patterns, the subtle cues of weather changes, the different types and behaviors of ice, the locations of medicinal plants, and sustainable hunting practices that ensure future abundance. This deep understanding of ecosystems, developed through observation and experience, is now recognized globally as a critical and scientifically valuable form of knowledge, offering unique insights, especially in the face of climate change. These cultures, with their incredible resilience and deep connection to the land and sea, continue to thrive today. While facing modern challenges, including the accelerating impacts of climate change on their traditional ways of life, their wisdom and adaptability remain powerful forces. They are not merely survivors of a harsh environment, but innovators and stewards, whose story is deeply woven into the fabric of the Arctic itself. But in recent times, other human stories have begun to unfold here. Stories of nations, resources, and competing interests drawn to this changing realm. As we journey deeper into the story of the Arctic, our thoughts turn naturally to the vast, swirling currents of human endeavor that now reach even these frosty frontiers. Imagine, if you will, the Arctic not just as a silent, frozen realm, but as a magnificent, ancient scroll, slowly unrolling before our eyes. For centuries, much of its text lay hidden beneath the enduring script of ice. But now, with a subtle shift in the planetary story, that ice is receding, revealing new chapters, new possibilities, and inevitably, new complexities. This grand unfolding brings with it a fascinating interplay of global interests, a delicate dance of nations drawn by the promise and the challenge of a changing world. The primary scientific truth underpinning so much of this is the phenomenon we call Arctic amplification. The amplified warming in the Arctic compared to the global average. This means the great frozen blanket over the ocean is thinning, and in some places, shrinking significantly, particularly during the summer months. This observed scientific reality, recorded meticulously by satellites and research stations, isn't just a climatic observation. It's a profound geographical transformation with tangible economic implications. Consider, for instance, the sea lanes. For millennia, the Arctic Ocean was largely an impassable barrier to global shipping, a solid, white wall guarding the top of the world. But as the summer ice recedes, pathways once dreamed of by explorers are slowly, tentatively opening. We speak of the Northern Sea Route, NSR, winding along Russia's Arctic coast and the Northwest Passage, tracing the intricate archipelago of Canada. These aren't just lines on a map. They represent potential shortcuts, vast detours avoided. A journey from Rotterdam to Yokohama, for example, could be significantly shorter by navigating the NSR than by sailing through the Suez Canal. For the shipping industry, measured in the rhythm of trade and the cost of fuel, this means potentially reduced travel times, sometimes by 10 to 15 days, and substantial savings in fuel consumption and operational costs. The scientific data on sea ice extent is no longer just for climate models. It's now a critical navigational chart guiding vessels through waters that were once impenetrable. But the allure of the Arctic stretches far beyond faster shipping. Beneath its icy crust and within its deep geological formations lies a treasure chest of resources, largely untouched. Scientific surveys, conducted by various nations, have mapped vast reserves of hydrocarbons, oil and natural gas, locked away in the Arctic's continental shelves. The U.S. Geological Survey, for example, has estimated that the Arctic may hold about 13% of the world's undiscovered oil and 30% of its undiscovered natural gas. Imagine these vast subterranean reservoirs slumbering for eons, now becoming accessible due to advances in technology and the warming climate. Extracting these resources, however, is a monumental engineering challenge, contending with extreme cold, shifting ice, and the inherent fragility of the Arctic ecosystem. The thawing of permafrost, for instance, while revealing new landscapes, also poses significant threats to infrastructure stability, impacting pipelines, roads, and drilling platforms built on what was once solid, frozen ground. And it's not just energy resources. The Arctic is also rich in an array of valuable minerals. Deep within the ancient bedrock of Greenland, Canada, and Russia, geological surveys indicate significant deposits of rare earth elements, crucial for our modern electronics, as well as diamonds, gold, nickel, copper, and zinc. These aren't just economic prizes. They are strategic assets in a world increasingly reliant on these finite materials. The prospect of mining these treasures adds another layer to the complex tapestry of Arctic interests, prompting nations to invest in exploration and research, understanding the geological structures that hold these hidden riches. Then there are the living resources, particularly fisheries. As ocean waters warm and ice retreats, the geographical ranges of some fish species are shifting northwards. This could open up new fishing grounds in previously inaccessible areas, creating both economic opportunities and significant challenges for sustainable management. International cooperation, guided by scientific understanding of fish stocks and ocean dynamics, becomes paramount to prevent overfishing and protect these delicate marine ecosystems from new pressures. This brings us to the rules of the game, how nations navigate these emerging opportunities. The primary framework is the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. an international treaty that acts like a global blueprint for maritime law. Under UNCLOS, coastal states have sovereign rights over their exclusive economic zones, EEZ, extending 200 nautical miles from their shores. Within this zone, they control resource exploration and exploitation. But the Arctic's unique geography presents a fascinating twist. Nations can claim extensions to their continental shelf beyond the 200 nautical mile EEZ if they can scientifically prove that the seabed is a natural prolongation of their land territory. This is where geology meets geopolitics. The Lomonosov Ridge, an immense undersea mountain range stretching across the Arctic Ocean, becomes a central character in this story. Russia, Canada, and Denmark, on behalf of Greenland, are all conducting extensive scientific surveys, collecting core samples and seismic data to demonstrate that the Lomonosov Ridge is geologically connected to their own continental shelves. If their claims are validated by the UN Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf, it could significantly expand their resource rights to vast areas of the central Arctic Ocean. These are not simple claims, they are intricate, scientific endeavors, requiring detailed geological and bathymetric data to support the legal arguments, a testament to how deeply intertwined science and international law have become in this region. Amidst all these interests, it's crucial to remember the heartbeat of the Arctic, its indigenous peoples. For millennia, communities like the Inuit, Sami, and many others have been the true stewards of this land and sea, living in profound harmony with its rhythms. Their traditional knowledge, passed down through generations, is an invaluable scientific resource, offering deep insights into the environment. Yet they are also among the most vulnerable to the changes unfolding as their traditional hunting grounds shift. Their food security is impacted, and their ancient way of life is confronted by increased industrial activity and the clamor of external interests. Their voices, their rights, and their profound connection to the Arctic must be at the very core of any responsible development. So, the Arctic, once a distant frozen enigma, is now a stage for a complex global drama. It is a place where scientific understanding of climate, geology, and oceanography directly informs international law, economic strategy, and the future of human communities. The challenges are immense, demanding cooperation, diplomacy, and an unwavering commitment to sustainable practices. It asks us to consider not just what we can gain from the Arctic, but how we can collectively care for this vital, transforming part of our planet. And what drives all these interests, all this attention? What invisible hand is reshaping this frozen realm before our very eyes? Let us gently turn our thoughts to the profound transformation unfolding across this northern world. For generations, we've imagined it as a land frozen in time, a gleaming white jewel at the top of our world. But even in its majestic silence, the Arctic is telling a new story, a story of profound transformation, whispered across its vast expanses by the shifting winds and melting snows. Imagine, if you will, our planet Earth as a grand, ancient house. Now, picture a single room in this house, perhaps a treasured library, where the heater is turned up just a little higher than anywhere else. This is a bit like what's happening in the Arctic. It's experiencing what scientists call Arctic amplification, meaning it's warming at a rate 2 to 3 times faster than the global average. While the rest of our world feels the gentle increase in temperature, the Arctic feels it with a more noticeable embrace, almost as if it's being nudged awake from a long, deep slumber, awakening to a warmer dawn. This accelerated warming first touches the most visible heart of the Arctic, its magnificent sea ice. Think of the sea ice as a vast, shimmering white blanket spread delicately across the Arctic Ocean. For countless eons, this blanket has performed a vital dance with the sun. Its pristine white surface acts like a perfect mirror, gently reflecting about 80% of the sun's energy back into space. This is known as the albedo effect, a natural cooling mechanism for our planet. But as temperatures rise, this ancient blanket begins to fray at the edges, slowly shrinking. Each summer, the Arctic's pristine white blanket, once an enduring spectacle, shrinks further, and the older, thicker, multi-year ice, the true sturdy foundation of this frozen world, is giving way to younger, thinner first-year ice, which is much more fragile and prone to melting, almost like a delicate lace veil dissolving into the water. And as this shimmering blanket recedes, more of the dark, open ocean is exposed. Picture a dark pond on a sunny day absorbing all the warmth. The ocean, being much darker than ice, absorbs more of the sun's warmth, like a thirsty sponge. This absorbed warmth then melts even more ice, creating a gentle yet powerful feedback loop that hastens the Arctic's transformation. It's a delicate domino effect, unfolding in slow motion, yet with profound implications for the rhythms of this frozen world. For creatures like the majestic polar bear, whose entire life is intricately woven with the presence of sea ice, this change is a profound challenge. The ice platforms are their hunting grounds, their nurseries, their highways across the vast ocean. Imagine trying to walk across a bridge that is slowly dissolving beneath your paws. Seals, too, depend on the ice for breeding and resting, while tiny plankton beneath the ice form the very base of the Arctic food web. Each thread of this intricate tapestry is feeling the tug of change, sensing the quiet shift in their ancient home. Beyond the floating sea ice, the Arctic also holds colossal reservoirs of frozen freshwater on land, most notably the immense Greenland ice sheet, a sleeping giant stretching across a continent. And like silent, ancient sentinels, thousands of smaller glaciers dot the landscapes of Alaska, Canada, and Russia. Imagine these as vast, slow-moving rivers of ice, holding untold stories within their depths. For millennia, they have stood firm, preserving water from countless snowfall seasons, a testament to enduring cold. But now, as the Arctic air warms, these mighty ice sheets and glaciers are beginning to weep. Not in a rush, but with a patient, persistent trickle. This meltwater flows into the ocean, adding to its volume, much like slowly filling a bathtub. This gentle weeping of the land ice is the primary contributor to global sea level rise. Every drop released from Greenland or an Arctic glacier finds its way, however slowly, to the world's oceans, subtly reshaping coastlines thousands of miles away, from distant sandy shores to bustling harbors. Now let us delve beneath the surface to a realm often hidden from our sight: the permafrost. Imagine the very ground beneath your feet, not just frozen for a winter, but frozen solid for thousands upon thousands of years, a sleeping library of ancient secrets. This permafrost, vast expanses of it, underlying nearly a quarter of the northern hemisphere's land area, contains an enormous amount of trapped organic matter, like tiny, ancient leaves and creatures preserved perfectly in the cold. It's believed to hold twice as much carbon as is currently in our atmosphere, a slumbering carbon reservoir. As the Arctic warms, this deep freeze begins to soften. The frozen ground, once as hard as rock, slowly turns to mud. When this ancient soil thaws, the dormant microbes within it awaken, like tiny chefs in a long-closed kitchen. They begin to break down the ancient organic material, releasing powerful greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, back into the atmosphere. Methane, in particular, is a potent warming gas, many times more powerful than carbon dioxide over shorter timescales. This release, you see, creates another gentle yet powerful feedback loop, amplifying the very warming that caused the thaw in the first place. The consequences of this thaw are also felt by the land itself and by the communities living upon it. Roads buckle, buildings sink, and pipelines sag as the ground beneath them loses its stability. For Indigenous communities, whose homes, cultural sites, and traditional hunting and travel routes have stood for generations on stable ground, this shifting earth presents profound challenges. Their deep ancestral connection to the land is being reshaped by these subtle yet powerful transformations, requiring resilience and adaptation in the face of a changing world. The transformations we've spoken of resonate through the entire delicate web of Arctic life. Imagine the reindeer, their ancient migration routes disrupted by unpredictable changes in ice and snow, seeking new paths across a changing landscape. Or the delicate Arctic char and cod, their marine habitats subtly altered by warming ocean temperatures and changing currents. The resilient Arctic tern, undertaking its epic migrations, now finds its crucial food sources subtly shifting. And the majestic bowhead whale, whose ancient songs reverberate through waters that are slowly growing warmer and changing in their very chemistry. And even the very chemistry of the ocean is subtly changing. As the ocean absorbs more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it becomes slightly more acidic, a phenomenon known as ocean acidification. For tiny shelled creatures at the base of the marine food web, the very building blocks of their protective shells become harder to form, creating a quiet challenge for the intricate balance of life beneath the waves, a silent struggle in the vast ocean depths. And these changes in the distant north do not remain isolated. The Arctic is, in many ways, the pulsing heart of our global climate system. Imagine a grand, intricate clockwork mechanism. A change in one gear will subtly influence the movement of all the others. Scientists are beginning to understand how a warming Arctic might influence weather patterns far to the south, perhaps by subtly altering the meandering paths of the jet stream, leading to more extreme or unusual weather events across continents, from swirling storms to unusual heat waves. The great ocean currents, too, are part of this intricate dance. The massive inflow of fresh meltwater from Greenland, for instance, could gently influence the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, AMOC, a vast conveyor belt of ocean water that plays a crucial role in distributing heat around the globe. It's all connected, like threads in a giant invisible tapestry, each influencing the whole. In many ways, the Arctic has long been considered the canary in the coal mine for our planet's health. Its vast, pristine landscapes are an early warning system, gently signaling changes that will eventually be felt by us all, no matter how far south we reside. It reminds us of the interconnectedness of all living things and all natural systems on our beautiful blue planet, a delicate dance of cause and effect. As the night deepens, let us hold a gentle awareness of this vast transforming realm. The Arctic is not just a distant, icy land. It is a vital part of Earth's story, a story that continues to unfold with each passing moment. And if we look ahead with quiet curiosity, what might the coming years reveal? Our thoughts might naturally wander to what tomorrow holds for this extraordinary realm. The Arctic, you see, is not a static postcard, but a living, breathing system, constantly in motion and currently undergoing changes more rapid and sweeping than almost anywhere else on Earth. Its future is painted with both stark realities and whispers of adaptation, a landscape shaped by forces both global and incredibly local. Imagine, if you will, the Arctic as a great white thermostat for our planet. For millennia, its vast expanses of snow and ice have acted like a colossal mirror, reflecting sunlight back into space and helping to regulate global temperatures. But this thermostat is warming, and warming at an accelerated pace. Scientists have observed what they call Arctic amplification. The Arctic is heating up 2 to 4 times faster than the global average. It's as if this sensitive ear of the world is catching whispers of warmth much louder than any other region. This heightened sensitivity means that even small global temperature increases can have dramatic effects here, setting in motion a series of profound transformations. One of the most visible changes is the shrinking of its brilliant white shield, the sea ice. This fragile floating layer is not just ice. It's a vital habitat, a hunting ground, and a protective buffer. For generations, it has been a reliable presence, a winter fortress that melts back slightly in summer, only to reform with the coming cold. Yet, what we are witnessing now is a trend of persistent decline. Year after year, the summer ice minimums shrink, and the ice that does form is often thinner, younger, and more vulnerable. Projections, based on sophisticated climate models, suggest that we could see largely ice-free Arctic summers within our lifetimes, perhaps even by the mid-century, or for some models, even earlier, in the 2030s. This isn't just a loss of picturesque ice. It triggers a powerful feedback loop. With less white ice to reflect sunlight, the darker ocean surface beneath absorbs more solar radiation, warming the water further, which in turn melts even more ice. It's like removing a bright, reflective blanket and replacing it with a dark, absorbent one, slowly drawing more warmth into the system. Beneath the tundra's mossy blanket, a different kind of giant stirs: permafrost. This isn't just frozen ground. It's a vast, ancient time capsule holding within its icy grasp organic matter, the remains of plants and animals that have been locked away for thousands of years. As the Arctic warms, this permafrost begins to thaw. Think of it as opening a frozen library, As the ice binding these ancient sediments together melts, microbes awaken and begin to decompose the long-stored organic material. This process releases potent greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, into the atmosphere. This release is another powerful feedback mechanism, adding more warmth-trapping gases to the air, which then accelerates further permafrost thaw. It's a subtle nudge that over time could become a powerful push, impacting not only the global climate, but also vital infrastructure in the Arctic, from roads and buildings to pipelines, as the ground beneath them becomes unstable. And even the very chemistry of the Arctic Ocean is beginning to change. As the atmosphere absorbs more carbon dioxide from human activities, a significant portion of this gas dissolves into our oceans. The Arctic Ocean, with its cold waters, is particularly efficient at absorbing CO2, leading to a process known as ocean acidification. This means the water becomes slightly more acidic, like a slightly tart lemonade. For tiny creatures that form their shells and skeletons from calcium carbonate, fundamental building blocks of the Arctic food web, from microscopic plankton to larger shellfish, this change makes it harder to grow and survive. It's a silent, invisible shift, but one that could ripple through the entire delicate marine ecosystem. These changes aren't isolated. They're interconnected threads in a vast, intricate tapestry. A warmer Arctic with less sea ice can influence global ocean currents, potentially affecting weather patterns far beyond the polar regions. Some research suggests links between Arctic warming and changes in the jet stream, possibly contributing to more extreme weather events in mid-latitudes, like prolonged heat waves or unusually cold snaps. The Arctic's heartbeat truly echoes across the globe. So, faced with these profound transformations, how do we begin to understand these intricate tapestries of change and anticipate what lies ahead? This brings us to the exciting and crucial realm of research frontiers. Scientists are working tirelessly with quiet dedication, with probing minds, and with innovative tools to piece together the Arctic's complex puzzle. One major frontier is the continuous improvement of our climate modeling. Scientists are like master storytellers, using mathematics and vast data sets to weave tales of what might be. They are refining sophisticated climate models to better represent the intricate processes unique to the Arctic, the delicate dance of clouds over ice, the secret life of microbes in thawing permafrost, the complex interactions between ocean, ice, and atmosphere. These models are our best tools for projecting future scenarios, helping us understand potential tipping points and the cascading effects of various changes. Another critical area involves advanced monitoring technologies. From high above, silent sentinels orbit our planet. Satellites, like watchful eyes, continuously measure every subtle shift, the thickness and extent of sea ice, the slow breath of land ice moving towards the sea, changes in permafrost elevation, and the very color and temperature of the ocean's surface. Programs like ESA's Cryosat and NASA's IceSat missions provide invaluable data, building a continuous, long-term record of change that is essential for understanding trends and validating models. Venturing into the harsh environments of the Arctic, autonomous systems are becoming indispensable. Imagine tiny robotic explorers bravely venturing where humans find it challenging or unsafe to go. Ocean gliders silently traverse frigid waters, collecting data on temperature, salinity, and currents beneath the ice. Autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, map the seafloor, measure ice thickness from below, and study marine life. Miniature drones soar above the tundra, monitoring permafrost thaw, vegetation changes, and wildlife movements. These tireless machines are extending our senses into the most remote corners of the Arctic, whispering secrets from beneath the ice and across the vast landscapes. Genomic and biological research is also illuminating how life itself responds to these changes. By peering into the very blueprint of life, the DNA, of Arctic organisms, scientists are uncovering how species have adapted to extreme cold and how they might cope with rapid warming. This includes studying the genetic makeup of polar bears and seals, but also the microscopic communities living in the soil and ocean. Understanding how these organisms adapt, migrate, or face extinction is vital for predicting the future of Arctic biodiversity and the stability of its food webs. Finally, the integration of social and ecological systems with indigenous knowledge is perhaps one of the most profound research frontiers. For millennia, indigenous communities have lived in harmony with the Arctic, their observations and wisdom spanning generations. Scientists are increasingly recognizing the invaluable insights that traditional ecological knowledge can offer, not just about the state of the environment, but also about the resilience of human communities in the face of change. This interdisciplinary approach helps us understand the complex interactions between the environment and human societies, fostering more holistic and effective strategies for adaptation and stewardship. No single mind, no single nation can grasp the entirety of this grand transformation. Understanding the future of the Arctic requires a global symphony of research, played by scientists and indigenous communities from every corner of the world, collaborating across disciplines and borders. As the Arctic continues its quiet, profound transformation, our understanding must grow alongside it, with curiosity as our compass and gentle inquiry as our guide. And with this gentle inquiry, our journey through the Arctic's many wonders draws to a close. And so, my dear one, as the whispers of our journey through the vast, quiet expanse of the Arctic begin to fade, we find ourselves drifting gently towards the shore of slumber. We've wandered, in our minds, across fields of endless white, beneath skies that stretch in soft, unhurried arcs, and touched upon the very breath of a world both ancient and ever new. It was a journey not of hurried steps, but of soft contemplation, a slow dance with the Earth's serene northern crown. Remember the stillness we encountered? That profound, deep quiet that settles over everything, like a blanket woven from starlight and frozen air. It's a silence, not empty, but full of the soft settling of snow, the creak of distant ice, the whisper of the wind as it combs through frosted ridges. We saw how the ice, in its infinite forms, stood like sculpted dreams, some reaching towards the sky, others spreading wide and flat, an undulating mosaic of blues and whites. Each crystal, each delicate flake, was a tiny testament to the patience of time, a fleeting jewel in a landscape of quiet grandeur. It showed us that even in stillness, there is incredible beauty, a silent symphony playing just beyond the edge of what our ears can usually hear. Then there was the light, wasn't there? Oh, the gentle, lingering light of the Arctic. Not a harsh, demanding glare, but a soft caress, diffused and tender. We imagined the sun dipping low, painting the horizons with hues of rose and lavender, stretching the day into an ethereal twilight that seemed to last forever. And above us, the magnificent sky, a canvas for the most breathtaking artistry, the shimmering curtains of light, dancing in silent reverence. A celestial ballet performed solely for those who choose to gaze upon it with wonder. It reminds us that even in the longest night, there is always a promise of glow, a soft radiance waiting to unfold, painting the darkness with dreams of color. And amidst all this grandeur, we felt the subtle pulse of life. Not a boisterous, clamoring presence, but a gentle, enduring spirit. The hardy creatures who make this their home, moving with a quiet grace, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of their world. They taught us a lesson in resilience, in finding warmth and comfort in a land of cool breezes, in moving through challenges with a quiet determination. They reminded us that life, in all its forms, possesses an incredible strength, a quiet knowing of how to simply be. Beneath it all, we sensed the vast, deep ocean, stretching endlessly, holding secrets in its silent embrace. Its currents moving with an ancient purpose, carrying stories untold beneath a canopy of ice. It's a reminder of the unseen depths, the profound mysteries that lie just beyond our immediate gaze, yet are always there, a steady, rhythmic heart beating beneath the surface of the world. This Arctic, my dear one, is more than just a place on a map. It's a feeling. It's the feeling of profound peace, of timelessness, of a world in perfect, delicate balance. It whispers of wonder, of quiet strength, of the deep, comforting embrace of nature. It teaches us to slow down, to observe, to feel the vastness and the tiny details all at once. It's a place where the edges of the world feel soft, where the horizon blends seamlessly with the sky, inviting our spirits to soar, yet gently bringing them back to a place of inner calm. Now, as the last echoes of our Arctic adventure gently recede, allow that feeling of quiet wonder to settle deep within you. Let the soft glow of the northern sky illuminate the path to your dreams. Let the gentle hush of the frozen landscape be the lullaby that guides you into a peaceful sleep. Carry with you the image of the resilient life, moving silently, knowing that you too possess an inner strength and a quiet grace. The journey doesn't end here, sweet child. It merely transforms. As you close your eyes, the Arctic's serenity will become the backdrop to your own wonderful dreams. The endless white will be the canvas, the soft lights your guiding stars, and the quiet resilience of its creatures will be the gentle companions on your dreamtime adventures. May your slumber be as deep and untroubled as the Arctic's own profound peace. Sleep now, my dear. Sleep deeply and dream sweetly. Good night. And now, my dear friend, as the day gently folds itself into the quiet embrace of night, let us take a moment to softly close the book on our wondrous journey. We have traversed vast, unseen landscapes, not with hurried steps, but with the gentle curiosity of a whispered thought. We have ventured into the very heart of existence, a realm so intricate, so profound, yet often hidden from our everyday gaze. Remember how we quietly stepped into that world, smaller than a speck of dust, yet teeming with life and purpose? We didn't need a grand telescope or a roaring rocket. Our journey was one of imagination, guided by the soft glow of understanding. We simply let our minds drift, like a feather on a gentle breeze, through the silent, bustling cities of the microcosm. We spoke of the tiny architects, the invisible builders that craft every leaf, every drop of dew, every beat of your own heart. We didn't name all their parts or chart every single pathway, for our purpose was not to memorize, but to marvel. We simply felt the quiet hum of their tireless work, the delicate precision with which they arrange themselves, forming patterns of breathtaking beauty and function. These are the ancient, patient hands that weave the very fabric of reality, a tapestry so fine, so detailed, it can only be truly appreciated with a quiet heart. And then we pause to observe the countless tiny dancers, the unseen inhabitants that flit and swim and glide through every corner of our world, and indeed within ourselves. We didn't need to understand their every move, only to feel the vibrant energy of their collective existence. They are the silent partners in life's grand ballet, each playing a vital, intricate role, contributing to the delicate balance that allows forests to grow tall and oceans to teem with life. Isn't it a comforting thought to know that even in the smallest drop of water, there is a universe of gentle activity, a symphony playing on, unheard by our ears, but felt by our souls? We didn't delve into complex theories or challenging equations. Instead, we simply allowed ourselves to be present with the idea that everything, absolutely everything, is made of these miniature wonders. From the solid ground beneath your feet to the soft air you breathe, from the light of the moon to the warmth of your own skin, it is all a magnificent assembly of the incredibly small. And in this realization, there is a profound sense of interconnectedness, a gentle reminder that we are all woven from the same miraculous threads, part of the same grand unfolding story. This journey wasn't about finding definitive answers, but about nurturing a sense of wonder. It was about feeling the quiet awe that comes from glimpsing the hidden artistry of the universe, knowing that beneath the surface of what we see and touch, there is an entire world of silent, intricate beauty perpetually at work. It's a beauty that doesn't demand attention, but simply is constant and true, a source of endless fascination and peaceful contemplation. As you lie here, nestled in the comfort of your bed, perhaps you can still feel the gentle echo of that tiny world within you. The same wondrous processes, the same delicate balances, the same tireless, invisible work is happening right now, keeping you safe, keeping you warm, keeping you alive. It's a reassuring thought, isn't it? To know that even when you are still, even when you are resting, the microcosm within you continues its gentle, life-sustaining dance. There's no need to grasp it all or to hold on to every detail. The true gift of our journey was simply to open our hearts to the possibility, to allow a quiet sense of marvel to settle within us, to understand that the greatest wonders are often the most subtle, the most unassuming, the ones that whisper their secrets rather than shout them. And now, as your eyelids grow heavy and your breath deepens, Allow that feeling of gentle wonder to accompany you. The world, both vast and microscopic, continues its peaceful rhythm. The stars will twinkle, the moon will shine, and the countless tiny wonders will continue their silent, beautiful work, whether we are awake to observe them or not. Let your mind drift, knowing that the journey through the wonders of the microcosm doesn't truly end here. It simply transforms. As you close your eyes, perhaps your dreams will become new landscapes for exploration, new pathways into the unseen, where the tiny architects and the silent dancers will continue their ballet just for you. Sleep now, my dear friend, and may your dreams be filled with the quiet, comforting magic of the universe, both within and without. Good night.